We're here today on the farm of Janet Power and Jenny Watkins at Gorse Farm, and located just on the outskirts of Bunclody in County Wexford. Can you tell us how long are you organic here, ladies, and what is your system of farming?
Sure. So we started here in 2016, and from the get-go we went into the organic scheme. So we always knew that we wanted to be organic, and we started off with 2 tunnels, and we had about in all it's about a half an acre. So we had the 2 tunnels and the outside growing area, and we specialised from then in salad production, and we also do some other leafy greens, selling them to retail. So that's the way that we have continued. We've scaled up a bit. We have 5 tunnels now and a little bit bigger growing area, but not much has changed really since we started in 2016.
Very good. So we all know that horticulture enterprises are very labour intensive. So you have purchased some investment items with the and availed of the TAMS previously. Can you just give us a little overview of what you have got?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was actually 2017. It was our first full year of production. We invested through the TAMS grant, the OCIS. We invested in a 2-wheel tractor, and we got the rotavator. We also at that time got the mulcher mower and rotary plough. So it's a 2-wheel tractor. It's a BCS 740. It's quite well known in the market gardening, the scale that we're at. And it's a really, really useful machine for us. We'd use it all the time. So it's very important in our system, really.
Okay. And the implements you got with that tractor, then the rotary?
Yeah. So the rotavator, it's a standard rotavator that suits our beds. Our beds are 75 centimeters or 30 inches. So the rotavator is fit for that. And then another very useful bit of kit that we got with it was the mulcher mower. So that will basically flail and cut down any green manures that we grow, or brassicas, for instance, like we have behind us here. Eventually, we'll be able to chop them down, and then we're able to, mulch the ground with that, or we can add it to our compost as well.
So fertility building is hugely important. Yeah.
So this is the BCS 740. So this is the flail mower, and we have the quick release coupling here. So all of the implements that we get are fitted with the quick release coupling, so that it's really easy to change over. And this is the rotavator, and we later on added this precision depth roller. So this is handy. We just do the very top of the bed, and we don't want to disturb the soil too much. And so it just gives it a nice tilt. And this is really handy. It's you take out the gear and you're able to turn these around. So some of the implements, they go on the back or they go on the front, depending on what they are. And yeah, so the rotavator, that would go behind here, and you would drive along behind it. And then I also got these wheel spacers, so they're very handy because all of our beds are 75 centimeters wide. So the the wheels then are on the paths, and they never go on the bed, so there's no compaction there. And also as well, when you're driving along, you can either put it to the left or the right, so you can walk on the path, and either depending on which you prefer or which suits the ground better. So yeah, it's really handy. So this is brilliant for our system because we grow green manures, and we usually Phacelia. Over the winter we might mulch it with this first, then throw down a little bit of soil or a little bit of compost, and then cover with Mypex, and then leave it for a while, take it up, and the beds are ready to plant into.
So going, looking ahead, the new TAMS has been announced just in the last fortnight, and we're delighted to say that it's offering 60% grant aid for all organic farmers. So what are your plans for this year?
Yeah, we've been looking at the new scheme, and one thing that we're looking into is getting a produce store. So you know, when we started up here, we invested in, I suppose, we kept like our investments to a minimum, so we have temporary structures, containers. So hopefully with this new scheme we'll have the opportunity of putting in a proper, you know, concrete base produce store. So
that's a permanent structure.
It'll be a permanent structure, yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you need planning permission for that, Janet?
You do, yeah. So the terms of the scheme would be any structure like that, because it's permanent, you would need planning permission. So that's something that we'll be looking for an exemption on, you know, but that's something we'll be dealing with through the council, and we'll have that done and out of the way before we actually apply for the scheme.